Three, two, one. Welcome back, everybody, to our podcast, Insight. I'm your host, Junior.
And that was me, Marco, dropping a pencil.
Nice. Okay. Um. So a lot has happened this week. A lot of stuff very
Yep.
relevant to
And
creators on online. But We'll get to that after. Horrible tragedy happened last week. I believe it was Saturday, right?
yes.
Um. The Gilroy Festival. Um, the Gilroy Garlic Festival shooting, horrible occurrence. I believe like 15 died, maybe a few more were injured. I
Um.
didn't really look up
Yeah.
the facts on those. Um, but it's truly a tragedy. Um, some of the new stuff that came out on it though, it really surprised me because the officers at the scene said that they shot the shooter, right?
Yeah. It says right
And
here. They engaged him fast and drew his fire, and
yeah, yeah,
eliminated the threat. Mm-hmm.
but I believe it was yesterday that they came out and saying, "Oh, the shooter actually shot himself. He drew the weapon onto himself." So I don't know. It was a little bit it was a
Kind of
little
weird.
weird how there was two sides to it, and apparently the coroner, the actual person who checked the body to see
Yeah.
his reason of death, like it was a self-inflicted wound, and it's crazy. And I was also
Yeah.
seeing some memes. I don't know. It's too
It
soon
was
for the
actual
memes,
for reals.
huh?
Those memes on that.
Well, no, well, sort of, in a way, because it showed the picture of the kid who shot up the festival, right?
Wait,
He
it was a
was, I
kid.
believe, I think he was like 17 years old, 19. I'm not sure. Pretty much near
19.
adulthood.
What the fuck? 19-year-olds.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. It says right here. Yeah.
He was
On
a
the
19-year-old.
article. Mm-hmm.
God damn. Okay. Anyway, so like, I believe I forgot like what news site put up a photo, but it's a like, oh, Gilroy Garlic shooter was an honorable student or something like that. It was something along those lines. And then
Yeah.
they show like a picture of him back in high school with him like smiling and everything. And then the
Mm-hmm.
meme said like, oh, why is it that when white people shoot up things or like they do something bad, they always show like a picture of their family like all happy and shit. And
Uh,
it's true.
well, no, nah. It happens for. Doesn't really matter. I've seen that happen with like if a black person like especially like around the whole time when after what was
After
his
what?
name? The whole like I forgot his name. The dude who got killed by the cops and it was like big old protest, Black Lives Matter.
Rodney King?
No, it wasn't Rodney King. Like after when I forgot his name. He got killed by the cops and then that's when like the whole Black Lives Matter thing just popped up. Like protests all
Mm.
over the place. I forgot his name.
I think I know who you're
But
talking about, but I don't remember his
after
name.
after that when people started focusing more on these like like gunmen's or people like getting killed,
Yeah.
they would always like have like like it didn't really matter like on race. They would always have like this person did they were like a good person. Kind of like I don't know how I see it is that like they put those up to make you feel like kind of to justify, not really justify, but to kind of seem like the whole action that the cops took on that person
Was
even
justified.
even more worse than
Oh.
like, what actually happened.
Oh, I so like
Like
they're
saying
trying to
like
give the
this
cops
person
like a
was
guilt trip, right?
pretty much like saying like this person was like had potential, and they
Yeah.
probably did. I can't really say. I never probably knew any of them,
But
but
it's rare to see like black people or really any minority with like photos or any like what's it called? So what's the thing called like after when they die, what's left? Oh my God, Visa said
what
it like
like
in the video.
a legacy.
Huh?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Like photos after? What do you mean?
No, it's like a thing like the accomplishments in your life and oh my God.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about.
yeah, I think I know. Yeah,
Okay.
I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. So like I don't see any of those being like somewhat good. I mostly see them from like white people coming out of like white people. And
Well,
or
I
maybe
don't
I'm
think.
just
Well, I think what you're talking about. I forgot the name, but I know since you mentioned Vsauce, I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Those are like mostly done, I guess, for people who are like notable. Ah, fuck, I forgot the name of what that thing is called.
It's something that happens like when they die. It's like what they
Yeah,
accomplish in their lifetime.
yeah, they put out like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna go to that video.
All right. And since we were on the whole media thing, I also wanted to talk about how,
Mass media
n-
twists everything.
in a
Kind of also,
way, but the thing is that when it comes to like these shootouts and stuff like that, it's I don't think influence is the right word here, because media somehow influences kids like these, right? They go
it,
out, okay,
well,
like
it's not like they influence. Like
yeah,
how I
yeah.
see it is
I
that
didn't really want to
they
use the word influence.
yeah, they provide like basically a stage. So like most of these people who do like these, attacks and stuff like that,
Yeah,
they do it to send a message, or they're just crazy, or they just want to like be, like noticeable. I think for the Columbine shooter kids when they did it,
yeah,
like one of their main reasons were like, oh, I just fucking do something that like everybody's gonna remember, and everybody does remember because of how much like the news covered it.
exactly.
You
And
see,
I think, sorry, go ahead.
and you see like like all these shooters have their like manifestos like analyzed and published and all that
Oh,
stuff
it's so stupid.
without giving like a disclaimer of like saying like, hey, don't do this stuff, or like this is just an analysis. Like they spread their ideas, they do what they want them to do.
Yeah, and I really think that the media shouldn't really step in and do that. They shouldn't
Oh
reveal the
yeah, of course
name.
not.
They shouldn't reveal like the face. They shouldn't reveal what they did
Yeah,
because in like if they do that, and it's already been seen, if they do that, it's gonna create a chain reaction.
yeah,
More people are gonna see, oh, this is a way for me to like get quote unquote clout,
yeah.
and let me go out and like kill these people. Probably not gonna live by the end of it, but I'll die a martyr
Yeah,
or
I've been
something along
doing
those lines,
that.
you know?
Oh yeah, you'll die. The person will die knowing that what they did will be like broadcast to millions of people across
Exactly.
the world, because it's not even also like just a country thing. Everybody sees that stuff
Yeah.
going on.
And they want to get their name out there, and that's the way that they're gonna do it.
Yep,
And that's not really the best. That's not the best way at all to do something like that.
like one of the worst ways. Yeah,
Hmm.
but like the whole like and then especially like in recent years with like how fast information just gets around with the
Yeah.
internet and like fucking videos and all that shit. You know, this is kind of like a byproduct, a con of this like accelerated like information age of
What do you mean?
information. Like just how everything gets around. This is just like a side effect of
Okay.
that, and it's kind
Yeah.
of hard not to do it because not informing about a shooter, you know, also like kind of like you end up not knowing what's going on.
Yeah, and then news agencies also push out for stories like that to be published, because that's the way that they get clicks on their own stuff,
Yeah, yeah,
and
of
therefore
course.
they
Also that,
improve that
yeah,
way.
you know, it's kind of
Yeah.
more flashy instead of saying, "Oh, a gunman did this," shot up this place. It's sad. There, that's the end of the news report.
Yeah.
When instead they could be like, "Yeah, this is a person's name. This was his motive. This is his fucking manifesto." Everybody read it, and everybody's like, "Whoa, that's interesting."
And
Because go ahead.
I think Philly D, Philip DeFranco, right?
Yeah,
With stuff like this, when like stuff like this happens, he makes sure to like not include their name, their face. Really,
yeah,
I mean, he says what they did, but that's for
yeah, yeah,
the whole reason as to be informed. And I
yeah.
think most news outlets should really follow that.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But I
And
mean,
they're not gonna do it because the money and the clicks.
exactly.
You
It's really
know,
just business at the end of the day.
yeah. Especially since like news and like articles, and all that stuff are kind of like falling to the wayside
Oh yeah,
in
without a
favor of
doubt.
like YouTube and like more like independent news sources.
Yeah, and didn't you
Right
just
now they're
say that
just
El Paso was getting shot up right now?
yeah, it's for right now that we're recording this, the
Yeah.
whole El Paso thing is
I think there
happening.
was
It's
also a
just
video on the Gilroy Festival. I didn't watch it, of course, because I didn't want to. Wouldn't want to do that to myself.
it doesn't really show anything. They're just running away. It's still kind of just fucking scary imagining
Yeah.
yourself in that situation. Yeah, but as we're recording this, the El Paso shooting is happening, which is kind of eerie because we were gonna talk about this,
Yeah,
and as soon as we started recording this podcast,
it
it happened.
happened, and it's crazy because we had this plan like a while back.
Yeah, a week ago.
Yeah. So it says that one person is in custody and several are dead already. God damn, bro.
Yeah, they said that they thought that it was multiple active shooters, but they're right now they're not sure.
Well, I mean, they're saying that the scene is still active, so I mean,
Yeah, well, imagine it happened in a Walmart inside a mall, so there's a lot of ground to cover.
oh yeah, without a
Especially
doubt.
if you have like a lot of people hiding, you don't know
Hmm.
who's.
I mean,
That's another like scary part about like shootings like this,
what?
like that like random people do it. Is that you don't like in an event like this, you don't know who's who or who you trust, basically.
Yeah, without a doubt, because there's so many people. Look, as the internet grows, I believe we're more connected.
Yeah,
Our internet personalities are connected, but when we actually go outside, we might have that person friended or like a friend of a friend of a friend, like that type of stuff, right?
yeah.
But in reality, we don't know them.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And that's a crazy thing because we just let the internet decide, like, oh, this person seems cool.
yeah.
Befriend them. But you don't really know what they're up to or what they're gonna do. And that's like shootings are scary, man. I've never been a part of one, thank God. But I imagine
Yeah.
that it's a very traumatizing experience, without a doubt.
And it like you always like think about it. You have it in the back of your mind. You don't really like put much attention to it. Like
What?
over there at the school, like I've heard people saying like, oh, I'll just hide, I'll just do this.
Oh yeah, you're stupid, bruh.
Yeah, but when you're in that situation, I can only imagine that you're just gonna be scared shitless.
Yeah, of course. Th- Everyone that says they're gonna act tough, or everyone that really says they're not scared of anything,
Yeah,
that's so stupid.
unless you got that one medical condition where you actually have no fear. I forgot what it's called.
Is it a medical condition?
Yeah,
I
I
wish I
remember
had
seeing it on like TV, some
it.
fucking hit fucking Discovery Channel or some shit.
Yeah,
No fear.
that's weird. Um, but I feel like people who are like at an old age already, I don't think they fear as much for their life as us teenagers
Yeah, cause
or really growing adults, you know?
they're gonna die. Cause they're like,
Exactly.
hey,
So if they were, if they
might as
actually
well
like,
just die right now.
yeah, exactly. I mean, they're at a ripe age already. I wouldn't say they're ready to go, but
Ripe
they're ready to
age.
go.
This
No.
man is already ripe.
He's ready to peel, bro. He's ready to go.
No, that's really
That's fucked up. Okay. what was I on? Yeah. So if they were like to risk their lives for someone who's like truly scared of them, that'd be such a thankful thing to do. I
yeah.
don't think there's anything more honorable than that.
Risking your life for somebody else
Yeah.
that you don't even
Especially
know.
knowing that they have a better future in front of them than you. It's really just it's out of your own morals, but it's also like oh my God, I don't, I don't know what the word would be there.
What?
I don't know. It's well, yeah, it just comes out of your own morals, and it's really the right thing to do.
Yeah,
But then again,
but
not
it's
everyone has the
also
same morals.
also just human instinct. Kind of like animals. You have elephants and stuff that like would do anything to protect like another elephant's child.
Yeah,
Especially with like more like children and younger people. Older people are more prone to what's it called? Put their lives on the line to kind of protect
to
more
save
younger
a
people
younger
because
person,
they
right?
know that they will grow as like as a person and they have like a future.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like what you're saying. And it's kind of just human instinct.
Hmm.
And then you on top of that you have like morals that society has constructed that add on to that impulse of just protecting.
Yeah, and but at the end of the day, it really comes to what you believe in. Because even though the morals that like that most of us hold, like that you and I hold, and
Yeah,
are the same, they're the ones that society has constructed. But of course, you and I think different.
yeah,
So we don't really have we have some of the same morals, but we also don't.
hmm,
And sometimes they can contradict the other ones.
yeah. Different ideologies that just clash together.
Exactly. Um, but yeah, this whole thing. I mean, shootings ain't gonna stop anytime soon,
Oh
and
yeah, of
how
course
they're
not.
discussing gun bans as well. One of
So
the legislators
yes,
here in California was talking about how the the gun was a semi-automatic that was brought from Canada, I believe.
in the Gilroy one,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Gilroy incident thing.
yeah. And she was saying how we need to get rid of weapons. We need to get rid of semi-automatic weapons. But I don't really think that's gonna do much,
Yeah,
man.
well, yeah, it's not. Well, it's because when you take, weapons, like, of course, there's always gonna be a limit. You can't just be giving out RPGs and fucking
Of course.
HMGs and fucking shoot up everybody. There's still ways
Gonna
to
gun them
access
down,
it
bruh.
through like black markets and shit. But getting rid of like every single like a complete gun ban is kind of like a bad idea.
Yeah,
One example like off my head is just you remove a way of like defending yourself from the populace, which will increase crime. Because when you see like shootings like these, they always say especially with the news and the mass media and like the agendas they have,
yeah.
they're always saying like, oh, if we remove guns, these shootings are not gonna happen, or these like violent acts are not gonna happen.
And that's just
Which
stupid thought, bruh.
yeah, because like anything could be a weapon. Like I can grab this mouse and just fucking bash somebody's head, go on like on a massive like head bashing spree, And if nobody has a gun or a weapon out to defend themselves with, that makes me even like more prone to have like a greater impact.
Exactly. Dude, I could be throwing my phone all around and my phone would still not break, but everyone's heads will break.
Yeah, this dude's phone is just fucking strong.
It's
He's positive.
indestructible. But my case has been breaking slowly, so
Christ.
that's sad.
Yeah.
Um,
So like I
but
feel like the whole idea of like gun ban
yeah.
and it's gonna fix all our problems, it's like a very naive and uninformed way
You
of
see,
thinking.
I don't really okay, especially when it comes to politicians, I don't think it's naiveness because they know what
Yeah,
they
yeah,
want
yeah.
from it.
No, yeah, yeah. Of course, like politicians and people who like want to push this have an ulterior motive. Because
Yeah, it's really
I,
just
I,
manipulative.
yeah, I seriously doubt that most of these politicians are like that dumb to like not think of like way of seeing this. Like probably like your random Joe on the streets who like supports this
Yeah.
probably does because they don't really know stuff. Then again, I don't even know stuff, but out of like just logic of removing a defensive like tool from the populace,
Hmm.
it's gonna cause problems. And then you have like the more like out there theory that like without our guns or like an oppressive government can just come in and do this crazy shit, which is
But I
also
mean,
another way.
yeah, that's based off truth. That has
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah,
Um,
like how do you think like revolutions happen in other countries? That
exactly.
depose like authoritarian governments. They have
Because
like
when you
weapons
start
and shit.
taking off the defense tactics from the people, that's
How
when
are
the
they gonna
government
defend
comes in.
themselves? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's taking power away from the people.
Yeah,
So
but
there's that way of seeing it.
what do you mean?
Yeah, like there's that way of seeing it, like taking guns away from the people
Oh
is
yeah,
just
yeah,
gonna lead to
yeah.
like more.
Um, but I hate how this is the thing that always comes up.
Yeah.
It always comes up after the shooting. After
Mhm.
the Vegas shooting with the whole Mandalay Bay thing.
Yeah.
Um, what was the one that happened down in Florida with
There's one in Florida.
there was that one. It was another kid. He shot up a middle school, I believe. This
Oh,
was
the I
oh my
forgot the
god.
name of the place.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's
The
the one.
whole
Yeah, the one that kind of like sparked everything
yeah.
since like the one that happened in
After
February. Yeah.
yeah. After those things, it's always the main point that's brought up,
Mhm.
and it gets annoying. Truly, like I don't even look into that. I just look into the actual like what happened and all of that. But I don't really look
Yeah.
at the aftermath because
What
the
what I didn't like
aftermath is
about
just that. Stoneman
what?
Douglas. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
there we go. What I didn't like about like that shooting
Hmm.
is how like and it goes back to the whole mass media thing and how they're kind of pushing the agenda just because like they're about to die.
Yeah.
is that like they like very like heavily tried and very like aggressively like try to like kind of like manipulate and influence like teen minds, like our minds,
What do you mean
uh
by influence?
yeah, like influence. Like they were saying like, oh, since it happened at a school, they were
Oh,
like they were reaching out to the younger population and saying like,
yeah.
oh, this is gonna happen, you have to fight, you have to get rid of guns, and it kind of became like, whoa, like you guys don't know what you're talking about. Like I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm a teen. Who's gonna listen to me? I have like no authority. I'm just
Exactly.
I'm just speaking on like what I've read and like like the information I've gathered from the internet from like researching this stuff.
Hmm.
But not every single teen in America, does this, for fun. And
Yeah.
so they're not gonna be informed and they're gonna take what like the news says, at face value, and then just repeat that and like regurgitate it all over the place. And it was kind of getting like annoying, as you said. You
Yeah,
know,
and it's really hard to argue against nonsense
yeah,
because like these people that don't actually do the research or like the stats on that, they don't know what's really going on or they don't know what's good or what would be good for the public.
yeah.
And it's really hard to argue against that. That's why most of the people are just arrogant.
Oh yeah, of course. You try to argue with them, and they're just like, "Oh, it's just you don't know this,"
Exactly.
or they come up with like some like random excuse, or they just go with the whole like race card and they call you racist.
Speaking of racist, dude, Donald Trump actually got ASAP Rocky out.
You did?
He did. He's back in the
Nah.
USA.
Really?
Yeah, didn't you see his
Actually,
tweet? It was
no,
the
I didn't. Wait.
it was the cringiest thing ever, bruh. All right, hold on. I'm
Wait,
gonna
hold
look
up.
for.
Wait. I was right now on Twitter. Like, hold up.
Okay, yeah, dude, it was
What?
so bad. Oh my god, you don't understand. Okay, let's see what he said.
Where?
Um,
Where? Was it yesterday or when
I
was this?
believe it was yesterday. Oh my god. ASAP Rocky released from prison and on his way home to the United States from Sweden. From
Sweet.
Sweden. It was a rocky week. Get home ASAP, ASAP. My god, bruh.
Dude, I like since yesterday he's been fucking posting like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, no, he always posts a lot.
Yeah, I
This guy
know.
is
Yeah,
active on Twitter, way more than I think any president. But of course, that's just the
yeah,
media age.
yeah. Speaking of the media and how he's using like truly like even if you hate him, even if you don't like him, Donald Trump,
He's our president, bruh.
Now not only that he's our president is that like he's truly revolutionary, in the way
Yeah,
that he has communicated and like pushed out his ideas compared to other presidents.
he's really doing stuff to get himself out there.
Yeah,
Not, get
like
himself out there is not really the right word. Hold on. He's really doing stuff to like just push his own agenda, what he wants, and
no,
by him being so aggressive, it's very different and
yeah, and like
it's amazing.
and he's using like this new like medium of like getting information out there,
Yeah.
like if you look at previous like if you look at what like somebody's list of like most like favorite or like most influential presidents,
Hmm.
all the way in the top you always have FDR,
Yeah,
you
of
have
course.
JFK,
The big
you know
names.
yeah, you have the big presidents, the one everybody knows,
Yeah.
and then you have the ones that everybody forgets and shit. Oh, dude, I even forgot his name. He fucking died like 2 days into his presidency or some shit
What the hell?
because he got a cold because he gave like the longest inaugural speech like a dumbass.
Man got a cold and died.
No, it wasn't. It was like a flu, but like it was, it was out in January. It was
Uh-huh.
cold as hell. I don't know if it was raining or not, but he gave like the longest inaugural address at that time. I don't know if it's the longest one ever.
Yeah.
But then after the day after, he got sick and then like died.
Oh my
And I think
god.
after that, I think the vice president was Polk. I'm not sure.
Polk?
Polk,
As in
something
like
Polk,
James Polk?
something like that. But
Um,
what was I gonna say? You look at the great presidents, the one everybody remembers, and like the top two, FDR and JFK, the one like everybody loves, everybody knows, were
yeah.
like truly revolutionary in the way that they communicated to like the American people. FDR was one of the first presidents to like use, the radio, and like every, I think, like month, and whenever they did like the State of the Union, he would broadcast it through radio, and he would talk to his fellow Americans and stuff like that,
And that's
which
so personal.
yeah, and which made him like so popular with the everyday man. That's why
Yeah.
he was president for like 10 years, almost a decade. You know,
Well, I mean,
before
8, of course, because
was it 8? It was 8 years?
I
Was it
mean,
8?
it can be past 8, bruh.
No, no, no. Wait, I mean, no. It's because it was before they had the limit.
Oh wait, really? Well, I'm
Yeah,
not
he was
sure
he was
then.
he was president for like a long time. He was president from March 4th, 1933 to April 12th, 1945 when he died.
Oh my God, 12
Yeah.
years?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
He served 4 terms, so
So in
yeah.
the way that FDR did that, he got so personal and up close with the people of America.
Yeah,
That's
and
really what Donald Trump is doing through Twitter
yeah,
now, though.
exactly. And then you have, after that, you had, TV coming,
Yeah,
television in the
of
50s and
course.
shit like that. And by
Yeah.
the 60s, I think 90% of households in the US had a television, and one of the first presidents to like use the television and to like kind of like become popular with the television was JFK. One of like the kind of the things that like made him so popular. Well, like one of the first things I put him into like the like kind of what like more like fuck, I don't know what to say. Yeah, well, what made him
So like,
popular, was
yeah.
that the first ever like presidential debate on TV was had between Richard Nixon and JFK, and people were like, "Whoa, it's just I can actually see them and see what they're talking about." And on
Reminds me
top of
of
that,
Obama and what's that dude's face? The white
who?
dude who lost in the re-election.
What?
I don't know.
Is
Uh,
the vice president Joe Biden?
No, 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 no. It was someone else.
Mitt
They
Romney?
were, huh?
Wait, who are you talking about?
It was Barack Obama. It was when he was gonna go for re-election, I believe.
Mitt
And
Romney?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That was. I remember I actually tuned into that because of homework that I had to do
yeah,
back then. But I remember that was like one of the most heated things ever. But now this with the whole election now,
yeah.
that's
Well,
nothing compared to it.
2020 coming up, that shit's gonna be crazy.
And I think Charlemagne the God. I don't know if you know him. He's a like a person who does like he's in the Breakfast
No.
Club, all that good stuff.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Yeah. But he was talking to CNN how Donald Trump might actually win. And
Oh,
I
actually, I think he might actually, yeah.
yeah, and I was agreeing with
I,
most of his points because hold on. Because he was saying how Democrats aren't really like getting their shit together, right?
oh yeah,
I'm
of
I'm
course that
rephrasing this
too.
in my own words, not I'm not
Yeah,
quoting him. Um but like they're not working together, and that's really going to fail democracy as a whole and what they can do in the future. And Donald Trump is seemingly doing more than the Democrats have in the past few
yeah,
years slash months. I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly,
yeah.
but democracy might be dead or might be starting to die if they don't get their shit together.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. We don't know.
That's true. We gotta
We
wait.
gotta wait and see. But yeah, the Democrats are kind of digging their own grave right here. I don't
Without a
know.
doubt.
I was seeing like around. I didn't really watch the Democratic debate because I was fuck that shit.
Too much
Cancer.
shit, bruh.
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Before I got cut out,
Yeah.
I was seeing like around because I personally didn't watch the Democratic debate, but I was seeing that they were criticizing Barack Obama. Like I think they called him a Republican, or that
Oh. Oh.
his policies were like Republican esque.
Uh,
Like I was just like, whoa, is it happening?
is what happening?
Like, are they like turning on each other? Like,
Wait,
what's
were the
going on?
Democrats saying that?
Yeah, Democrats are saying that.
What the okay?
That's what I heard. I'm not sure if it's correct.
That's
May have
weird.
may have been the fake news the kids are talking about. Just kidding. But I don't know. Yeah, how the Democrats have been acting, how they're not getting their act together, and just like the whole like just the sheer amount of Democrats there are
Yeah.
gonna split the vote. It's gonna be like fucking when Woodrow Wilson won.
What happened with
Fuck,
Will Wilson?
fuck Woodrow Wilson, big gay president.
Fucking
Yeah. So what was I saying? Going
would
back to the
rule.
whole JFK thing,
Oh, okay.
presidents.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like all these presidents, they have one thing. Also, you could also count in Barack Obama. He's very popular, and he was kind of like one of the
Well,
first. He was the first president to actually like use the internet and be all hip and cool.
not only that, but he was the first African American,
Also, that yes, yeah, let's
and
not
that
forget that.
exactly, and that means that Hillary would have had as much relevance. Is relevance the right word?
What do you mean? Like she would have like, since she was a woman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
since she was a woman, she would have appealed more to women. She would
Yeah.
have also appealed more to like, I mean,
You know, people
Democrats,
who
of
are
course.
like, yeah, of course, yeah.
The people who loved Bill Clinton would have
Yep.
loved her, but of course, the things didn't happen. Donald Trump surpassed her,
I think
and
what like Hillary just did wrong was that she was like so out of touch with the majority of like voters.
she
Cause
wasn't
like
hip and cool.
no, it's not that she wasn't hip and cool. It's just like the people she was attracting were kind of like the little bit the left, like the people who are like I'm a staunch Democrat supporter.
So
I'm
like
like
the
as left as they
extremist,
come.
but like an extreme leftist,
I
right?
wouldn't really say extreme leftist because at the time like it wasn't really like more like prevalent. You could say like extreme leftism.
Well, I mean,
She
this was three
wasn't like
years
a
ago.
yeah, she wasn't like socialist, she wasn't that crazy like AOC, like she wasn't
Yeah.
that far out. But like
Whoa. The
she fe-
AOC.
she failed to capture or to like rake in like the moderates is what I'm
Oh yeah.
saying. The people, the people in the middle, kind of towards the middle, which are like the make up the majority of like people in the U.S.
Yeah, through the stuff that she was saying, she really just garnered the attention from the left and was really opposing the
Yeah, and
moderates
then
and people on the
yeah,
right.
so like she was like, yeah, you could say she wasn't hip. Fucking Pokemon go through the polls.
Oh my god.
You had shit like that that was just
I
reading
forgot
like,
that was a thing back then, bruh. My lord, we've gone a long way from there.
yeah, damn, that that was a long time ago. Dude, we were
Yeah.
fucking freshmen. That was fucking crazy.
Okay, so again, technical difficulties. This man keeps
Yeah.
dying over here.
Uh,
Anyways, I was talking about how Twitch, dude,
oh yes, the
Ninja
fall of
left
Twitch.
Twitch to join Mixer.
Wow, fuck, holy shit.
I believe a contract of around $10 million. It was in like those
I think
figures. It's crazy.
I'm not
It
I'm
might
not
have
sure.
been 10 million. I don't know who I heard saying that, but
I think some people got actually like fake news. Speaking of the media, some dude on Twitter said it was like this huge amount of money, and
yeah.
like everybody kind of just ran with it, even though the account was fake.
Oh, I
But
might have
I'm
ran
not
with it
sure.
too. Anyways, so the whole thing, it made me think, is that it for Twitch?
I think
Cause
okay. I don't think it's it. I think it's gonna like it's on their way.
look, cause Ninja is a bit was the biggest streamer on Twitch.
Yeah,
He really
I think he had like he drew in like 1% like almost 1% of the viewers into Twitch or whatever.
that's fucking crazy, dude.
Even though he made he since he made up like 0.003% of like fucking
The creators
like
on there.
Twitch users. Yeah.
Yeah. And but the thing is that by doing this whole thing where he switched from I think he actually recorded a video of himself saying, "Oh, by switching the
Yeah.
Mixer, I'm gonna be able to like get back into the roots of actual streaming." And
Yeah. Get a new audience, something like that.
exactly. And look, this is the reason why I say this is the start of the death of Twitch. Cuz look, that might actually be the title of the podcast. The
Ah.
start of the death, or I don't know. I'll fix that around.
Well, you put the beginning of the end of Twitch.
The beginning of the end of Twitch. Yes. Okay. But excuse me. Jeez. Um, they lost their biggest streamer.
Mm-hmm.
He had a lot of influence on the platform, right?
Yep. Also, not to mention, like Twitch got invaded by ethoughts, and not a lot of people
Oh
are
yeah,
like
of course.
fans of them.
And I'm gonna get to that because I really do want to
Yeah.
talk about that too. But by Ninja showing that he's better. He's bigger than Twitch. He's bigger than these streaming platforms. To go on and do something for himself, he's a bigger name now, right?
Yeah.
And he's also gonna bring a lot of people with him.
Uh
And I
huh.
also saw a video from this YouTuber called Memology 101 or something like that.
Yeah.
And he said that the terms and conditions for Mixer were very clear and were very against anti-e thoughts, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like yeah, they're like whole like terms of like not terms of service, their whole like guidelines and shit.
Hmm.
They're
Yeah,
basically
guidelines,
like
that's what I meant.
all like anti like they go against like the practices that like all these like e-thoughts use on Twitch
Yeah.
to get views and shit.
Yeah, but as I was saying, like Ninja by doing this, he's gonna bring a lot of people from Twitch who
Hmm.
notice that that Twitch itself is fucked
Yeah.
because it is fucked. All right,
Yeah.
they have their favorites. They choose who does or doesn't get banned,
Hmm.
and in reality, it's really by going onto Mixer, it's really giving the others the opportunity to really increase as a whole instead of like
Yeah.
not gaining as much viewers because of the e thoughts, you know?
Yeah. And again, always competition is better,
Yeah, of course.
especially from like Microsoft. Like they have the money to back this up.
Exactly. Well, so does Twitch because they have Amazon behind
Yeah,
them.
yeah, I know. Yeah, they
And
have
that's also
Amazon.
the
So like
reason. Sorry,
you
go
have
ahead.
these two like fucking big titan companies like "Grrr," like
Exactly.
battling it
And
out.
this move by Mixer, dude, or by Microsoft, whatever,
Yeah.
it's a very big dick move.
Yep.
Oh God, to go up against a fucking, I don't want to say $1 trillion company, billion
No, no,
dollar
trillion
company
dollar.
maybe?
No, yeah, it's billion
Okay,
dollar.
$1 billion company. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude, they're sticking it to Jeff Bezos' stupid bald head.
Exactly. And and in reality, I think Mixer is gonna persevere.
Yeah, I feel like with the backing of Microsoft, especially since they got the fucking blue-haired man himself, Ninja.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I think they are gonna be able to maybe thrive a little bit. I think maybe right now the whole like it's gonna be a steep hill to climb to get to like top
I know
thing.
that they were also like giving free subs away on Ninja's channel like for like a limited time to start him off, and
Yeah,
that's something. That's really helpful, I guess.
yeah, but also I think he's losing subs from Twitch and he's gaining
He
some
got
from Twitch.
unverified the moment that,
Yeah, I
dude.
know. So like looking Twitch is like salty. They're just like, "Man, you're going away. All right, I see. I'll throw all your shit."
It's like that one parent that finally notices that their kid is doing better without him,
They get all like
and
salty and shit.
yup, or really anyone that sees
Dude,
that anyone
fucking
else is persevering like that.
Ninja finally moved out of his parents' basement.
Pretty much. Um, but yeah, I'm proud for Ninja. He's really doing. He's great. He's doing great. But let's get back
Yeah,
to Twitch, okay? So
Twitch and the e thoughts.
pretty much. Okay, so there
Yep.
was this thing that happened a while back. This Twitch streamer named Anomaly. I don't know if you know him.
No,
Um,
I'm not really on Twitch.
okay.
Fuck Twitch.
Um, yeah, I'm not really either, but of course, this caught my attention.
What?
He was playing Minecraft, right? And he was checking his inventory. You know how in the inventory it shows your character.
Yeah,
Um, he had a Hitler skin.
you got fucking banned for that shit.
Hold on, hold on. So he had a Hitler skin, and then he
Yeah.
noticed that it was a Hitler skin. So like in the midst of 2 seconds, it
He
wasn't
like
past 2 seconds.
he
He
took it off.
he said, "Oh, I don't have the right skin on. Let me change it." He changed it, and I believe in that span of the week, like at the end of the week, he got
Yeah.
banned for 30 days.
Oof.
Okay, but are you ready?
What?
There was this girl recently. She was streaming, and while she was streaming, she had her camera on. She knew what she was doing. Okay, that's what most of these e-thoughts
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
They
yeah,
know what
yeah,
they
yeah. No,
doing.
yeah, of course. Yeah, they're taking advantage of like
They're
all the
assets.
their fucking lonely incels out there. Goddamn brain cells.
All them simps.
Simps?
Yeah.
Simpsons?
No, like simple-minded people.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but anyways, this girl, this woman, I guess,
Yeah.
Um, she
You
was
guess.
streaming.
This
She was
woman.
streaming and she was breastfeeding while streaming. And guess what
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah. No,
Guess
she
what
didn't get banned.
happened?
Yeah. I
She
saw
didn't get
that.
back. Oh my
Honestly,
god.
like I don't feel like that's like the biggest offense, but I do feel like yes, she took advantage of what she knew she knew what she was doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she even said like, "Oh, I'm trying to normalize breastfeeding on Twitch."
Oh,
What the fuck?
Twitch
Get
is
this.
supposed to be for games and not freaking big old titties.
Look, and as
I'm not
much
complaining. No, I'm not. I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying.
and as much as Twitch's rules are as flexible or
Yeah.
really
Wait.
as what?
One thing though. Who the fuck wants to see like breastfeeding?
People have fetishes.
Like what the fuck?
I don't know,
Why do you
dude.
even go on Twitch?
Huh?
Why do you even pay these ethos? That's what I don't get. There's like people out there that like donate and give like hundreds of dollars to these, to these ethos,
Yeah.
and like they give away money just because like they want to see a tit or something. Like, dude, just go to Pornhub.
Yes, it's
You don't
free.
even. It's free.
It's
You don't
free,
have to pay
dude.
$200. Like, dude, just
Oh my
it's
god.
kind of like saddening knowing that people out there like do that.
It definitely is. And
And
it does I don't really find the motive in doing it.
but like to them, like they think like if they donate the money, they're gonna like like
Oh
catch
my
their
god, she
attention or some shit.
noticed me.
Oh, yeah, she didn't fucking know you fucking know. you know,
And it's all stupid. It truly
honestly,
is.
yeah.
The mind is weird, but these dudes are weirder. I don't know if they get off on spending money or how this
Probably.
whole thing works, but it's so stupid. But there was
Honestly, they
also
could fucking use like those hundreds of dollars to fucking buy like fucking VR or some shit.
anything, bro. Anything that isn't that.
Just fucking get VR and fucking pirate fucking VR porn and shit. Hook yourself up to a machine and shit, dude.
Exactly. Um, but I
Also,
was. Oh, go ahead.
oh, you can go.
Okay, so as this whole Twitch thing goes on, there was also the whole thing covering Linity. You know how she
Hmm?
was throwing cats, giving.
What?
Yeah, yeah. You tell me you haven't heard of this. This
No, I
happened a
have
while.
not.
Okay, well this is happened like in the span of this year, I believe, or it
Yeah.
might have gone like way back. But oh my god, I don't know who actually posted about it first, but they added it at Twitch saying like, oh, this girl gave booze to her cat, and in the actual stream you could actually see her like
What the fuck?
giving the well, not necessarily giving, but holding up the bottle to the cat, and it licked it,
It's
thinking
like,
it was
well,
water or something
shit.
else, and like you could tell that it had like a squeamish face on. But there's also been other footage where she throws her cats around, bruh.
Like hard or just she's just
Like
tossing
she
them?
throws it over her head.
What
She's
the?
playing. She's playing. All right. So like,
Yeah.
imagine this: the cat is like nearing your computer, like your keyboard. She grabbed the cat and threw it just behind her.
Just hear a thud and shit. Like,
I don't know if you heard the thud. I don't really remember them in the video, but she didn't get banned. I mean, she
what the
probably got
fuck?
banned now because I haven't like
Like
seen
people
like
brought it up and shit. Like,
yeah,
hey,
because people
hey,
brought it up.
Twitch
But
person's
the
throwing
fact that it
cats
had been
around.
going on for so goddamn long, Twitch hadn't been doing anything. It's stupid.
Another thing you gotta consider. Fuck. Is that wait? Does like Twitch have like how do they like monitor? Like, do they have to go to each stream like
I don't.
with like
Yeah, I think
person,
they
or
do have to go to like each stream, but
do they have like a YouTube type like AI?
I'm not sure. I don't really know exactly what it is, but I know that they posted on Twitter some time ago that they said like, oh, if you guys don't like the way we're doing stuff, like hold us accountable and some shit. And I don't really think we should be the ones to hold business accountable for stuff that they should be doing themselves.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's just like it's understandable if they can't get to everything, all at the same time. They can't like view everything and be like, oh shit, did she throw a cat? Did she throw a cat? Oh no, she didn't.
But I
But
mean,
like, you have like cases where it's like repeat offenders. Like there's like all those like streamers that would like oh well they're gonna like paint on their body or do art on their body and they're basically fucking like naked and they're like oh but we got paint on. And Twitch said, "Oh,
Educational purposes only.
all right, that's okay. We can turn
But
this around. We
Alinity
could
is a
do it."
pretty big name on the platform, so I really don't understand why that didn't happen earlier.
True.
And there's also this other Twitch streamer called Hassan Piker
Hmm.
who promotes violence against people who don't follow his own politics or his political ideas and stuff like that. And he doesn't get banned either.
That's another thing that fucking like irks me. Like, also like not really like on Twitch, but like just everywhere in general, like on Twitter. I don't know what's another case with. Not really
Facebook, all
Facebook.
that good
Yeah,
stuff.
you could say Facebook, but mostly on Twitter where you have like fucking Antifa members and shit saying like,
Oh.
oh, we gotta go kill this person, or like all these fucking like white people or whatever. Or let's firebomb detention centers to free them. Apparently, even though you're blowing up propane tanks, fucking dicks. But like they say all this, and like Twitter's like, oh, yeah, it's all right,
It's
and
alright.
then you have like some other person's like, I don't know, what's an example of something that happened to somebody.
Of what?
We have like Infowars
Okay.
that like, you could say like, oh, they like, yeah, some of the things they report on are kind of like nutty, especially with Alex Jones. But I don't think Alex Jones would like pop up on like their Twitter.
Hmm.
But like you have Infowars, which is like reports on news. They're not calling for anybody's death, and then they get banned.
Yeah, but some of the stuff that they do is like they do.
They do.
Some of the stuff
Ah,
like they do is a little bit out there, you know.
like inflammatory. I
Yeah,
could say that. Yeah,
but the thing is, the businesses themselves, like Facebook banned all
yeah,
that. They
yeah.
really shouldn't be banning people like that because that
Of course.
is free speech.
Yeah, one of the main what's it called defenses for that. It's like, oh, it's a private company, So since it's a private company, their
Mm.
website is a private place, but it's not. It's more akin to like a park or a public square.
Yeah,
Everybody can use it. Everybody traverses through it,
and the
and you have like
second, I mean,
and
the
you have
first part. Go
you
ahead.
have randos out in the middle of speaking and screaming about stuff.
Yeah,
And they could do that because it's free speech. So the same thing should apply to Twitter, because it's a public space. Everybody can see your thing.
I mean,
You
Twitter
know,
does have different guidelines though.
yeah, I know, but like when they like partake in censorship, when people could clearly follow their guidelines and they get
Hmm.
banned either way, people like are like, oh, it's private. They can do whatever they want. But like it's a public space. If like it was like a private like you could say like room or like Discord type thing,
Yeah.
where it's like a few people get into it. If it's private like that and you get banned, because you want to censor somebody, then that's fine. I don't know if the freedom of speech doesn't really apply there when it's like private, indoor. Does it? I don't know.
No, I think
I'm
stuff
not.
is stuff has to be restricted if it's private and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but like you have stuff like that, and it's like, oh, this is a reason why they can do it. But it's a public space because on Twitter you can see everybody.
Exactly.
And even themselves, like even the people who like support this by saying that, like, oh, it's a private space, they went against what they said because I don't know. Recently, I think Donald Trump or somebody they fucking blocked like this like reporter,
Might have
and
been Donald Trump. Sounds like
no, yeah,
something
yeah,
Donald
yeah,
Trump would
yeah,
do.
yeah. Donald Trump he blocked this reporter,
Yeah.
and like this judge ruled that was like uh unlike I guess yeah unconstitutional. He couldn't do that because since Donald Trump is a public
Wait,
figure,
wait. He blocked them on Twitter.
yeah, on Twitter,
Okay.
and they said that he couldn't do that because since Donald Trump is the president and Twitter is a public space, then that would be restricting the I think the person he blocked access to Donald Trump's ideas. They're censoring the
Oh,
person from everything else. That's what that's what the whole case was.
all right.
So then like it was proven in the court of law that Twitter, is a public space. I don't know. I'm just saying this out of like the whole ruling. Maybe it
Yeah,
was
you're
more
paraphrasing it.
specific. I'm paraphrasing this,
Yeah.
so I might be wrong. Probably have like a bunch of people come on, be like, "Hey, you're stupid." But yeah, you know, I consider Twitter and like places like that a public space because the internet's public space. Everybody uses it.
Yeah, but I mean, there is some parts that are restricted and really
Oh yeah,
have
of
to.
course, yeah. So like, if you have like a website and it's more like private type ish, not really public, open to the public, and somebody's like, oh, this and that, you know, yeah, I
Yeah.
guess you can go ahead and ban them.
But basically, the whole thing is that Twitch is dying,
Yup.
or at least starting to die,
I'm
because
kind
they
of
don't get
afraid
their
for it
shit
though,
together.
because they don't enforce their own rules. Because I don't know
Exactly. It's exactly how the Reconstruction was.
what.
Yeah, because
Wait, the
back in the.
U.S.
Yeah,
Oh,
they didn't enforce rules in the South, and that's why shit kept happening. The
oh
same thing
yeah.
is happening here. History
Oh
is
fuck, I
repeating
forgot
itself.
his name. This
Uh,
is the internet though.
Abraham Lincoln.
We got no slaves. No, no, not Abraham Lincoln. I forgot he came after Ulysses S. Grant, I think,
I'm not sure.
and he was just like, oh, we're not gonna do shit. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But anyways, I'd like to thank one of my friends, one of our viewers, listeners, whatever, called Angas Dimotel. He told me to he was actually informing me a lot about this whole Twitch thing. He really got me into it, and that's the reason why I started talking about it. So I'd just like to thank you.
Yep.
Um,
So, yeah, speaking of games, I guess,
okay,
ESRB or the ESA or whatever, people behind the E3 and the people who give ratings to your games, you
like
know,
the whole E for everyone type of thing, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So these guys, or they're also behind E3. They kind of, they run the whole show.
Oh, so
And,
they're
and
big.
over the years, kind of people have been saying, oh, E3 is dying, and you've had like, Sony. I forgot what other company didn't show up to this year's E3, but it was still like
I don't remember.
it was Sony and I think Blizzard weren't there and
Okay.
Activision. I'm not sure. The point is, it turns out this E3 was pretty fucking huge because you had fuck Keanu Reeves. He stole the entire show.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, I know, dude. That shit was crazy. But the thing is that all the people, journalists, YouTube people who got the like little press badge, little thing you carry,
Oh
says, "Hey,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
part of the press."
That gives you like the thing so you
Yeah,
can go in
so
and stuff like that.
for them to get that, they had to give out their phone number and their addresses and other information. And then these fucking doo-doo heads, the ESA, fucking posted an entire spreadsheet of every single person, over 2,000 journalists, and doxed everybody basically on their website.
Wait, willingly? Like they themselves like did it like
Okay, Rhino, uh, nobody knows if it was willingly or not, but apparently the whole information that came out, I forgot who made it. Some
public?
lady, Sophia Narwitz, she's a YouTuber. She made it. She kind of like
Oh.
found out the issue, and apparently it's this like file has been like accessible to the public
Mm.
since like a month ago, since like E3 started. So for an entire month,
These
like
people's like personal information has been out there.
yeah, so all you had to do was basically go to the ESRB's website, the E3 website, basically,
Yeah.
and I forgot you had to go like through a few tabs and shit, and then there would be a little link saying like, do you download the fucking information of everybody. It wasn't password protected, and like anybody could
Wait, so
access
it
it.
was up for
Yeah, on their own website it was up.
what?
Yeah, so nobody knows if it was like an accident, but
No,
like the fact
something
that they
like
had
that cannot be an accident.
it up for like a month and didn't realize. I think
Yeah,
they
it just
I think somebody pointed it out to them like a few weeks ago and they didn't do anything. They kind of ignored it. But yeah, they as of yesterday they took it down. But
just
like
yesterday.
just yesterday, but since it's been up for like a month, it's already like circulating like around the internet. I think
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people that have that now.
some of the people who were affected were Yang Ya from YouTube. He's
Hmm.
pretty cool. He's a pretty cool channel. Talks about games and shit. People from IGN, fucking people from like NBC or some bullshit, like
My
kind of like the
God.
big old journalists,
Yeah.
and like a few other people. Well, not a few, a bunch. So you got the fucking ESRB did a big old fucking oops, and I think like some people already start taking like legal action.
I
So
mean,
oh
they'd
shit,
have to.
yeah, dude, you fucking get doxxed.
I mean, I don't think they willingly did it, but I
I think it was,
think when people actually started pointing it out to them, they should have taken action.
Of
It should have
course,
like
they
put that
should have
out.
like viewed their own website and be like, "Hey, man,
Exactly. I'm
we're
pretty
getting
sure
our
they did view
information."
their own website. They should have started regulating it. That's why
Yeah.
it's like a little weird.
If
But
not, I don't think they did it like intentionally, but they should at least get like reprimanded or give out compensation for their negligence.
without a doubt,
It's like, holy fuck, 2,000 people getting doxxed.
that's not fun at all.
Yup.
Oh my god,
Right
that's so.
now, like some people are making a connection between this. It's because ESA, um, they're kind of like in the past they've been kind of good in the past because like they've kind of like stopped like a lot of like legislators
What do you
from
mean by
like
good?
okay, so what the ESRB is, they're basically like a group of like basically all the major like gaming studios.
Yeah.
You have Bethesda, I think CD Project Red,
Hmm.
Tencent. They all came like, well, this was like all the way back in the '60s. Before even Bethesda and all that shit. Well, probably Bethesda was prevalent, but
Yeah,
not
yeah,
as
yeah.
big. But back in the, I think it was, I want to say '80s, '90s, I think '90s,
Hmm.
around when Mortal Kombat came out. The
So
U.S.
90s, around 90s.
Yeah, a bunch of parents in the U.S. kind of like got a little bit iffy because blood and shit.
Hmm.
So they were gonna regulate the gaming industry. The U.S. was gonna do that, but Sega and Nintendo and like all these like and Atari, all the companies that were like around back then came together and formed the ESRB or the ESA to like to self-regulate the games. Their own games to prevent people who don't really use games or not informed about games from deciding what games should be or how they should be regulated.
Yeah.
So that's when you started getting the E for everybody, M for mature. I don't know if there's one above that,
There is. I think it's
adult or something like that.
yeah.
So and they kind of been good because they kind of been preventing the government from like all these fucking boomers from being like, "What's a game? We should stop them because they make you violent." And
Yeah.
they clearly, they don't.
I mean, they still say that. Or I mean,
Yeah, they still say
I
that,
think
and they
it's
kind of
died down a little bit, but they still say that.
and they've been defending from like the gaming industry being affected by those legislators and shit like that.
Mm.
But recently, they've kind of like turned into the bad guy because now they're defending from legislators and preventing like regulation for loot boxes. Like they've been defending loot boxes.
Oh.
And when you think about it, like their major like like big honchos at the ESA are also like CEOs of like Square Enix and Bethesda.
Yeah. So they're really. That's the
So
reason why they're defending them.
yeah, they got a reason why they're defending loot boxes because they themselves are the ones that are profiting off of them.
Exactly.
So like a lot of people are like, oh, the ESRB are kind of going bad. So the whole like public rating, like the reputation of the ESRB has kind of gone down. And after this, I think like people are gonna get mad, to say the least.
I mean, they should already be mad with the whole doxing thing. That should prove that they're not willing to really
And that they
protect people.
yeah, and that they suck at
Exactly.
like doing their job.
Yeah, they gotta
So
be put in their place.
should we regulate for the regulators? I don't know. You decide, audience listening to this. I'm pointing at you.
We need you to decide.
Yeah. Only you
Anyways,
can stop forest fires.
I think we're gonna end it off there. We're
Yup.
nearing the hour.
I think we
Um,
went past an hour, didn't we?
I think so. I mean, we paused here and there, so I wouldn't be able to tell. Um,
Just my stupid internet.
at least you got it a little fixed. You haven't cut out yet.
Yeah, it
Mark
hasn't
my
been.
words. Knock on wood.
Well,
Um.
I'm car right now. Ah! Oh
Okay.
fuck! I fucked up my shit. All
Okay.
right.
Um. Well, thank you guys for listening to episode 2 of the Inside
Thank
Podcast.
you.
Um. We'll be here next week again, as always.
Come and listen to us then.
What?
I'm saying come and listen to us then.
Yeah, come and
Again.
listen to us then. Make sure to tune
I'll
in.
fucking dox you right now.
We're gonna put everyone's information. Everyone who views this video is gonna go on our website.
We're gonna steal all your fucking V-Bucks. You won't be able to buy anything off the Epic Game Store. Wait, did we
Yeah.
talk about that in the last episode?
What?
Epic Game Store?
No, we didn't. I think we might have to leave it till next one.
You already got a sneak peek of what we're gonna talk about.
All right. Well, I hope you all have a great day. I was your host, Junior,
And I was Marco.
and this was the Inside Podcast. Peace.
See ya.